Hey guys, it's Elise and welcome back to My Cupcake Addiction. Today we're going to be making a sweet breakfast. I'm going to be showing you how to do a little bit of cake in disguise, and we're going to be making some sweet waffles, some baked beans and some fried eggs. The things that you're going to need for your sweet breakfast: I'm going to use a packet cake mix today, just a vanilla cake mix. I've got the ingredients that I need to make up my packet cake mix, and I've also got some red and orange jelly beans. Jelly bellies are best. If you can't find those, just small jelly beans are good. I've got a couple of yellow Starburst, some yellow candy melts, and I've also got some of my perfectly pipeable buttercream frosting. I've got that in a piping bag paired with an open round piping tip. I've got a little bit of topping, so I've got caramel and strawberry, and that's either a syrup or like an ice cream topping. I'm going to be making cupcakes, so I've got a cupcake tin with cupcake liners, and you're also going to need a waffle maker and an electric mixer. Let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make up your cake mix, and you're going to mix that up just as per the packet instructions. Beautiful. Now I'm going to make some of this into cupcakes, but not all of it. So I'm going to make 4 cupcakes with that because I'm going to make 2 breakfasts out of this entire recipe. Those ones can go off into the oven and they're going to cook until they're done. And while they're cooking, we're going to get onto the waffle portion of our breakfast. So I'm going to take my waffle maker. I'm just going to spray it really generously. Because we're not dealing with a waffle batter, we're dealing with a cake batter here. I want to make sure it's definitely not going to stick. I'm going to take my cake mix and I'm just going to scoop it straight into the waffle maker, being careful not to overfill my waffle molds. I got a pretty thick cake mix, so I'm just going to even it out to make sure that it's going all the way to the edges. And then I'm going to close her up and I'm going to let them cook. Your waffles are going to cook in about half the time that a regular waffle takes. So mine only took about 2 minutes. Once those waffles have cooked, you want to let them completely cool in the waffle maker. And if you try to pull them out while it's warm, it's going to break apart. Once they've cooled, just run a knife around the outside edge to clean up any kind of messy edges and pop them out. Once they're out of the waffle maker, we're going to cut them, and I'm just going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to pop them onto my little serving plate. I've also got my 2 cupcakes out of the oven and I have let them completely cool. So to decorate our fried egg cupcakes, I've got my piping bag paired with that round piping tip, and I'm going to pipe a low swirl that extends outside the edge of my cupcake. I wouldn't recommend a store-bought frosting for this because it's going to kind of slop over the sides of the cupcake. So I will leave my recipe down below for that nice thick pipeable buttercream frosting. I don't really want to see all of this on top, so I'm going to use the back of the knife just to smooth out the top of my egg a little bit, so it looks less like a swirl and more like a just fried egg. And then on goes 1 yellow candy melt for my yolk. You might just want to trim the little point off the top of your candy melt if it's got one of those like little peaks on it using a knife. Repeat that with the rest of your cupcakes until they're all completely decorated. With all of our eggs fried and looking fabulously delicious, it's time to do our waffles. So I'm going to take my caramel topping or my caramel syrup, and I'm just going to drizzle it over the top, kind of like a maple. You could also use chocolate syrup here, or fresh strawberries. And then on goes just a little cube of butter. I feel like that butter needs just a little bit of caramel going over it. And the other one exactly the same. Our little waffles don't get any frosting, so don't be too stingy on the caramel. Now finally, I don't know how some of you guys are going to feel about this. I love baked beans, but my husband absolutely hates them. So I'm adding them to my breakfast, but you don't have to if you're not a beans fan. A little bit of strawberry topping, and there's no exact measurement here. I just popped it on, gave it a stir around. You want it to completely coat, but you don't want them swimming in strawberry topping. How easy is that? And they're not going to be too hot. So I'm just going to take my beans and I'm going to scoop them onto my plate, half on this plate and half on the other. That's it. This is the ultimate sweet tooth breakfast. We've got our fried eggs, we've got our little waffles with butter and syrup, and our baked beans. I hope you guys have loved today's food in disguise or trick sweets dessert video. I have a whole playlist of recipes from nacho cupcakes through to cupcakes that look like roast turkey dinners and cake pops that look like hamburgers. So make sure you check that out if you like this kind of sweets dressed as savory. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do for 2 new videos every week. And as always, thanks very much for watching and enjoy your breakfast.